I have news for Mr. Joe Kelly. Okay, dude, you can go on your podcast and open up your mouth and point fingers and say that this team's better than this team and that team's better. What do you know? You played baseball. That's great. You were a relief pitcher. You couldn't cut it. And that's why the Dodgers got rid of you. It wasn't injury. They got rid of you. You stink. As far as I'm concerned with him saying that the Yankees are a lazy organization or the lazy team this year, yeah, they played lazy in certain aspects of the game. This is a team that won over 90 games. To say a team is lazy winning 90 games is ridiculous. Okay. Their ERA was amongst the league's best. Their whip was amongst the league's best. And they fought so many injuries all season long. If you look at their bullpen, how many bullpen arms went down? Loizaga went down early this year. He was one of their best relief pitchers. They still found a way to win. They still found a way to break through and win the American League East. Yes, the hardest division in baseball. Say whatever you want. It's been the hardest division in baseball forever. And they still beat out the Baltimore Orioles. They still beat out the Blue Jays and Tampa and all those and the Red Sox. Say whatever you want. Maybe they weren't as good as they were over the last couple of years. Nevertheless, they still won the division. And here's another thing. For all those people that had their thoughts to what Joe Kelly said on his podcast, guess what? The Dodgers bought their team. Go look at their team. They bought. Everybody keeps saying the Yankees bought their team. Okay, Aaron Judge is from their farm system, is he not? Wells is from their farm system, is he not? Volpe is from their farm system, is he not? Do you want me to keep on going on? I mean, seriously, I'm tired of hearing, well, the Yankees bought their team. Now let's go through the starting. Mookie Betts, where does he come from? I don't know, the Red Sox. Let's go to Freeman. Where did he come from? The Braves? Let's go on. Ohtani, where did he come from? The Angels? It's so ridiculous. Deferred money. They bought their team. Muncy, every single player that they brought to that organization, they bought them. Okay. And for anybody to sit there and say they're fundamentally great. Yeah, they were fundamentally great that they almost lost 3 out of the 5 games in that series. They made a lot of mistakes too. Don't sit here and say that the Yankees were the only team that made mistakes. They made mistakes too. The problem with Joe Kelly is so butthurt that the Yankees never wanted him. They never wanted him. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Joe Kelly, with your flabby little glasses when you go on the mound, you look like you're a blind bat. You go out there and you're trying to find the strike zone. I'm going to tell you, an old man can find the strike zone better than your fat ass, okay? And you want to know something? You go put your podcast together and talk and talk and talk and talk. Hatred for New York teams, including the Yankees. I got news for you, Mr. Joe. The only reason why you have played as long as you had in the major league, he is a righty. Who has the number one scouting in all of baseball for the last 40 years? The New York Yankees. We've had one of the guys from the scouting from the Dodgers. Stop with this crap. Joe Kelly comes out and says, oh, they're scout. They're fundamentally great. The Dodgers, before they bought their team, when was the last time they won a championship? The Yankees went out and they built around a core. They brought in guys like Jabba Chamberlain, and they built through from their farm system. What did the Dodgers? I know they traded their number one prospect, who, by the way, was on the Yankees team this year, who came from the Red Sox. Okay, Verdugo. All right, they don't keep prospects. They build prospects up in their farm system, and then they trade them away for top talent. That's what they do. They're a bunch of crap, and I want to hear, they're some fundamentally sound. The Dodgers are a bunch of fakes. They're all fake.
I'll give you a couple, and there's no secret. Like, he went in and went off a post of what Joel Sherman said in the post, and yeah, it was no secret. Anybody that watched the game knew it was all willy nilly. It wasn't, metrically they're the worst base running team. You can say whatever you want, and I get that this is a statistically driven industry now. But okay, they're the worst in all these dynamics, but yet get 90 plus wins. I don't know there's got to be some type of something going on that's decent, and you can't just put it on one person. So I get where their metrics are coming in, but you still got to play. It might cost you a game, it might not. It all depends. Every game is different. And Joe's been Joe. We've seen it before with his pouty face and whiny face and all that. And he's been outspoken, and that's what I don't have to like it. I don't have to hate it. But if that's who you are the whole time, then I got to respect it. And that's what he's been. I mean, there's been some douchey moments, but there's been some funny ones too. But yeah, it's after the fact. Like, and I get it, but everybody saw it. We saw exactly what it was, and oh, you're breaking it down like this is that bad, this is that bad. But if you watch the game, you would know it was a bad play. Like, Otani took another base on. Well, that's what you do as a baseball player, stupid. Like, we're not talking about over here like reinventing the wheel. We're talking about making high IQ baseball plays when somebody else makes a mistake. That's what you do. It's not like you're over here that much better than everybody. No, you took advantage of a mistake. And that's what you do as a good baseball player. Mental errors here, mental errors there, physical, yeah, that happens. Like I said, mental errors kind of get me a little bit, but Joe's never going to stop running his mouth. And this is exactly what he wants, because then people start talking about it, and then they'll check out my podcast and whatever.
If you know Joe Kelly and you know what he looks like, go look at Ryan Seacrest and look at Joe Kelly. They look identical to one another. Two idiots, two morons. One guy that thinks he's a pretty boy. He sits there on radio and the morning show. He sits there strunting himself all the time. And then you have this guy opening his mouth on his podcast and just spitting out all bullcrap. The whole reason why Joe Kelly came out with what he said and attacked the Yankees, because he wants to get ratings. That's why he said it. He can't stand the New York Yankees, and he will do anything to throw the Yankees under the bus in every kind of way, try to nitpick everything the Yankees did. But guess what, Joe? How many championships were you on? How many championships did you earn when you were on those teams? That's my question. I know he was on the Red Sox, but was he that important to the Red Sox when they won that World Series? I don't think so.
He was a good reliever. He was like the third guy out of the bullpen.
Here's a good reliever. Let's look at his relief pitching in his career. I don't know. 3.53. 2.69, 4.20, 4.37, 4.11, 4.82, 5.18, 4.39, 4.56, 6.80. Give me a break. He's not a good reliever. He's an overrated reliever that sits there and opens his mouth because he played all these years. Jabba was a way better reliever than him, and I'm not trying to blow anybody's head up. Jabba was a way better reliever, and guess what? Jabba actually went out there and said it when he did it. This guy couldn't say it when he does it. And when he says it, when he's off the field and he has something to say on his podcast, he says complete false information. He's an ass. I can't stand him. I would love to meet Joe Kelly in person because I'll call him out on everything he says. He's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Kevin says in the comments, we have to get Joe Kelly on the show.
No, because you know what it is? You'd probably hang up the phone. He'd hang up the video feed if he talks to us. I would absolutely drop the hammer on that idiot. He's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He overreacts to everything the Yankees did. And for years, I mean, Jabba, you know this, what he did. He threw out Yankee players. He's just a nasty person. He just doesn't like New York and the Yankees because maybe the Yankees butthurt him or something. I don't know what it is, but he's consistently thrown the Yankees under the bus for years.
Well, and if you really want to look at it, and if he wants to get all metric and analytically based, he never pitched over 55 games out of the bullpen. He never threw over 65 innings, and he never averaged a strikeout an inning. And for his career, he did not average a strikeout an inning either. So I don't know what year you're talking about, Speedy, because the only one I could see was that 17, right?
18, they won the World Series. He pitched well in the playoffs, I'm talking about. I'm not saying he's a great pitcher overall. I'm just saying in the playoffs.
He sucks. And Speedy, when you come with analytics and you're going to say that, you better come out with it right. In 2018, when they won the World Series, his ERA was 4.39.
And I'll take that back. I'm remiss. Sorry. He did have one that season. He had 73 appearances, had 65 innings pitched, which means he didn't get out of a lot of innings. But that was also when you didn't have to face three hitters. And he only struck out one an inning, 68 to 65. Mm-hmm. But he also walked 32. And you'd like to be 3-1.
I can't stand him. I had never liked Joe Kelly. Never, ever liked him. I think he's an ass. And he just, for no reason whatsoever, he always loved to attack the New York Yankees. And it's not because I'm a Yankee fan. I speak the truth. If he attacked the Mets the way he attacks the Yankees, I'd stick up for the Mets. This guy just he's butt hurt because the Yankees never brought him to the organization. That's what I think it is. He's just butt hurt. And he's just an ass. the fact that he says that the Yankees were the 8th best team out of all these teams that made it, well, why are they in the World Series? I mean, why did the Yankees going into the world, their bullpen had the best ERA going into the World Series? Why was that? And they had so many injuries all season long. Their best pitcher, their best relief pitcher in Loizaga going into the season was out for the season, threw his elbow out. Why was that? Where was Joe Kelly when that was going on? Joe Kelly's an idiot. Just a jackass. I would love to get him on this show. You know why I would love to get him on the show? Because I would make him sick to his stomach after he comes on the show. I would have proved to him that he was nothing but a self-proclaimed relief pitcher that was shit in the MLB. Okay, and that's what he was. And
you dropped it.
Well, yes, I did drop it. I dropped the mic on him.